So here's a nice game. Another little bit of absurdity. But what I'll say about this game is if you make enough good moves, you can blunder your queen and still close out the deal. So let's go through it. Open with the usual stuff. Controlling the center. My opponent attacks the center. I attack back. Push up the side. Fortify the push. Good penetration on the E file. Support on the E file. Good development for black. Support. Equalize castles. First interesting move. Rushes the F pawn past my center pawn. I don't take en passant. I just back up and equalize on the F pawn side. Symmetrical. Support the bishop. Now he's coming in. There's the threat is knight b2, forking rook and queen. So we move. Still comes in. He's threatening the bishop. I'm not too concerned. I'm also eyeing the b2 pawn. So I take. Takes back. Okay, rush up the g pawn. Hits back on the flank with the a pawn. Move over so I can move the queen, move the rook over to b, so I can move the queen out of there and attack something else. He doubles up. Prophylactics, move the queen into the corner so I can add more support to the g file pawn attack. Comes down, do what I just said, rook behind the g pawn. Hits the, my opponent hits the d pawn again. Move the rook up, preparing to double up. Now it looks like he's eyeing b2 for a very well centralized knight that will be hard to get out of there. But I take. And now I think my opponent senses the issues in front of his king, so he supports the his g6 pawn, but then I just push the pawn for gaining space, and all of a sudden it's getting very cramped on black's king side. He backs up, hit with the threat of the knight check on h6. He pushes, come back. He penetrates with the knight on b3. Move the queen up, and the sort of tacit threat is taking on the h5 pawn because cannot take back. The g6 pawn is pinned. I'm not sure what my opponent thought with that. Maybe it looks more cohesive that way, but it doesn't change the issue. So queen takes pawn, brings his queen back to, I guess, support the bishop. I double up on the g pawn. So here he makes a strange move with the bishop. Maybe he's seeing mate, or what he's more than likely seeing is now he can take my queen. So I completely ignore that, not out of any brilliance, but actually as a blunder. He snaps my queen up. I come in with a check. Rather than takes, he moves down, and then rook takes bishop, and that's then he takes the only piece his king can take, push the pawn, and it's mate, an accidental mate, but one that I'll take nevertheless, because by pushing the f4 pawn, it basically checkmates him. So a beautiful work of art. Thank you.